Good morning, Savannah. Good afternoon, Savannah. This special edition of Vulnerable Communities today. Today we have with us our producer, uh, Brother Julius Hall. We also have a young man that came in with us, Brother Torrey. Uh, we're going to talk today, and before we get started, I got something I'm going to say today. It pisses me off to the highest of festivity to have somebody forget who they are and where they come from. And I am really disgusted with people trying to play two ends against the middle and trying to get over on us because they know how to do it. This morning we're gonna let it hang out, y'all. I've got the people I need to let it hang out this morning. Brother Julius Hall, introduce yourself, and then after you introduce yourself, Brother Torrey, introduce yourself.
I don't think we need no introduction. Everybody know who we are.
All right.
We are the agitators of to make our community better. That's what we do.
All right.
We agitate. Without agitation, nothing in the wash comes clean. That's what we do at our Black Media. There's nothing that we do that's undercover. There's nothing that we do that's sneaky or behind the scenes. We bring it to you unapologetically, real. You know, is we're outspoken, we're unapologetic, and we are real, and that's what "our" stands for in the Our Black Media.
Brother Torrey, unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
Looked like he froze up.
Yeah, looked like he froze up. You look like Easy Jesus. No doubt.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to get started too. But what's your thought this morning on a person to spend 16 years in one position, 8 years in another position, and never do anything for his community?
And that's the whole issue. You know, for some reason, this man disrespects our community. For some reason, he just don't give a damn. He figured, we're not going to do anything to him, and as long as he goes to parties and line dance and kiss babies at birthday parties and all the homecomings and all the other little things that he do and get in all the picnics free to eat. He figured we're all gonna still be behind him. I've been cut him loose as far as hoping that he would do something in the community, which he's not. He disrespects us. He had an argument with someone on social media the other day, and all he could tell them was that he put some sidewalks in West Savannah. You put some sidewalks in West Savannah. You done sold out everything that you could sell out, even the Civic Center. You're giving SCAD the world. I mean, SCAD is awesome. I love SCAD. I'm glad they're here in Savannah. But it's some time that SCAD has to start paying their way. And we need to start giving away everything to SCAD. That's just my opinion. And maybe Brother Jamal has something else to say. It's a whole lot that we're going to be saying in the next hour. So y'all stay tuned.
I just say, we just get started. Just and go ahead and go forward.
Introduce yourself first, there, Brother Torrey, so everybody know who you are.
Jamal Torrey, concerned citizen, and a person who has a thought, who has an opinion, who understands, respects his human rights. And so that's what this is about. That's why I'm here right now, give my thoughts, my perspectives. And some people may not like it, but guess what? I have my thoughts and my opinions because it's a democracy. And today is the first day of early voting here in Chatham County, across the state of Georgia. So get out and vote because you're about to lose your rights if you allow other people to come in.
And that's so true. And you're in a bad location because you keep freezing up on us.
Correct.
But what we,
Really?
I look at it like this: you can urge people to go out and vote, but you can't tell them who to vote for. That's their decision. Everybody vote on who they want to vote for. But when you are a public official and you're supposed to be from a one party, why would you cross the line? And we see it's doing in the presidential race, but they have a reason for doing that. But what's the difference in our DA and other DAs that we had that's so bad that we have to cross the party line? Somebody answer that from them.
Well, I'll start. When you have people that gets in their feelings when they think it's all about them instead of it being all about the people. One thing about Van Johnson, he thinks that it's all about him. If nothing else matters except him. And then the cronies and the little fools that follow him think that it's all about him also. You got to understand, people got to understand, when you walk in a room, you should be the most important person in that room, not somebody else. I don't walk in any room that I'm not the most important person in. None. You can't name a room that I've ever walked in that I have not been the most important person in that room. And you have to believe in yourself like that. This man does not respect this community, and he knows that we will just say something for a little while and then let it be, and then he's all right. He can do whatever he wants to do. They follow him down. They'll follow him into a burning house. And that's just the way it is with him. If until we wake up and understand that this man means us no good in this community, then we're going to get what we are looking for.
I hear you. What's your thought, Brother Ray? You're on mute.
Am I freezing up now?
You look better.
Okay. Well, what I share with folks when I saw that information, what was disconcerting to me, what was troubling to me was the fact that Democrats now have a precedent here that says if you are a Democratic candidate or a Democratic official, you cannot cross over the party lines and then tell people to vote for it, tell your constituents, your supporters to support a Republican candidate. That again, so you're not even loyal to the party. So what that means now, as I tell folks, the Democrats in Chatham County are not going to eat themselves. They're going to be eating their babies. They're going to be eating one another. And the Republicans are going to stand back and they're going to laugh at this because now you all have no party loyalty because the Republicans are ideologues. Even when it makes no sense, they will still go and spit out the crazy information just to get elected to office. Democrats, on the other hand, and I'm going to say this, Democrats here in Chatham County are now setting a precedent, whereas now you ain't got to be loyal to one another at all. So I'm going to throw this out there. Just like the chairman of the Chatham County Democratic Party, he has a Republican opponent. So guess what? You got Republican officials now, Democratic officials now who can go and support the Republican opponent. The Chatham County chairman for the commission, he too has a Republican opponent. That now sets the door open for everybody now go after one another. And so what does that mean? You're going to have absolute chaos in the Democratic Party. That's why I'm talking as a political science right now. That is insane. That's why I'm talking as a political scientist. That is absolutely insane. You don't do stuff like that. And I was stunned that this even occurred. And so and as I share some folks, you are not setting a precedent that will happen in Chatham County for you all will no longer be blue. It'll be purple or red.
Yeah. And what it also says is that when you do that, you know what the Republican Party stands for, and that's when you talk about that part of their platform is to lock them all up, and it sounds like the DA did what she was supposed to do. it's about justice. You had a couple of rogue officers that did the wrong thing, and those rogue officers caused those cases to be tossed. If you want to administer justice correctly, then you have our justice system is supposed to be blind. That's why they got the scales there where it's even, and she wears a blindfold. And you can't say that just prosecute these people just because they were put in jail. The evidence is tainted now. Now, if anybody should be complaining, it should be me. I had a nephew that was lost to it was a 3-person homicide, and those guys got cut loose. I'm not happy that those guys got cut loose. Those are same guys got cut loose that was supposedly killed my nephew. So if anybody should be mad, I should be mad. And I am hot with the police department for not doing their due diligence and not processing this case properly. If all you have is one officer, one detective that can throw a whole case out, your department is not running efficiently. It should be more than one officer that can testify to the evidence. And so you can't blame the district attorney for saying that justice and the system prevents her from prosecuting these guys off of this guy's testimony because it is now tainted and she can't use it. So they're saying that she should have did it anyway. And then that'll just make her look worse because she's bringing up cases. Now you're going to say she lost a case that she should have won. But it's all on how we put people on pedestals and let them think that they control everything we do. And this is what a lot of people in this community does with this mayor. This mayor has bullshitted us for 20 years, going on 24. When he finishes, it'll be 24 years that he has really just gave us the this man has really screwed us, and he has done nothing in our communities. He's not done anything even in the community that he lives in, but he wants to sell everything to those that are building generational wealth forever. How many millionaires has this man made in our community? Not one. Not one. This man is serious. I don't even like coming on here talking about him. He's the mayor, let him be that. But when he does something that affects my community, that is a detriment to my community, then I feel like I must say what I need to say. Ain't nothing he can do to me. Don't give a damn.
Well, I tell you this, and this is a fact. I know for sure that in our community, we look around. We, like you said, West Savannah, always. If you put down some sidewalks, it might have been done by the former administration. Who knows? But you can go from our neighborhood, go over to Arsley Park, go over to some of those other neighborhoods, and see construction and infrastructure going on all the time. And we don't see that in our neighborhood. You find out that what happens is that there are people that we have that still have trash out from the storm. A bunch of you go in some of these other neighborhoods that's totally cleaned up. I had to ask the question the other day, what's the difference between the east side and the west side? Because all the trash truck was on the east side.
Yeah.
You got to realize you got people on both sides of the town.
That's a good observation, because I rode through the neighborhoods around the city, and the only place you see a whole lot of stuff that's still down is in West Savannah.
That's right.
And it's the underserved communities that get screwed when under this mayor's tenure.
Well, that's the problem, and we have to, at some point in time, got to wake up and
Well,
say, well,
I,
enough is enough.
I
And we
was in
got
the
to wake up.
conversation. I was in the conversation last night, also late last night, and there were some concerned people that called, and they wanted to know what, as Dr. Torre just said, what were the responsibilities of those people in those positions, elected positions, to call out this mayor, and nobody's doing it. Um, they have these people were really mad. We had about 6 people on the line, and we were talking last night, and one of the leaders said that he couldn't do anything. I'm not going to call his name right now, but he and I understand what he's saying. He's a high person in politics. He said he couldn't do anything, but he reported it. He did report it, but he said he couldn't come out saying anything about it. And that's the problem. We have people that don't want to get their hands dirty. You're in those positions for a reason. You're in those positions so that you can work for the people. It's not about you. You're not there to serve yourself. You're there to serve the people. And those people were on that line last night. They were a little upset, and they have to understand that that they're there to serve the people. All he had to do, if he couldn't do it, then he should have organized a campaign for everybody else to make those calls, or everybody else to send those emails, or to send those letters to the Democratic Party heads, so that they can see that this guy is crossing lines and that he's just bad for what we're trying to accomplish, to lift our communities up.
Dr. Ray,
Well, since I was on the phone call also, I was going to say I give some credence to them that what they were indicating that it needs to start from Chatham County. And then Chatham County can spread. For him not to be the one to initiate it, but let Chatham County, that is the Chatham County, the chairman of the president of the Chatham County Democratic Party, let them now go ahead and begin the process as opposed to overreaching, because sometimes these technocrats will use that and say, well, hey, you shouldn't be doing that. That didn't come from home. That needs to come from home. And so I respected that, because again, we deal with technocrats, because before, when certain things were told before, they tried to use that. Now there are some things that are glaring. Here was someone that was a delegate to the Democratic National Convention. You now got that. So then it's not about nonpartisanship or anything like that. This person has cemented that I am a delegate and I'm tied to your party. So now on the local level need to address it. And something that I've shared, that many of the politicians, they are friends with one another. Even if they were not friends before, but now because they're friends, they now look at themselves in the same position. And that's why I go right back to, so how are you going to feel right now if the chairman of the Chatham County Democratic Party, if now you have Democratic office holders to now go and now support the Republican candidates against them? How would they feel? They'll feel betrayed. So that's the same sentiment that they need to have regarding this other person. And what we do often, a lot of times, say they're going to work it from behind the scenes, when absolutely it's problematic because they have put it out there open and notorious. So again, that's why with the DA, also and the others saying, hey, we think that it should be some type of public statement with regards to that, because it was now put out publicly. It was mailed out. And I want to throw this point out there too, also to the audience and anybody looking at this right here, even down the road. When these people send out a flyer, they put out information and they say that the DA is not hard on crime, tough on crime, is letting criminals go by, and other things like that. not tell folks, but you all need to understand that there are code words and code languages that are used in the media and with regards to other people to denote and connotate certain things. And when they say tough on crime, hard on crime, that means arrest black people, put black people in jail, even if they are innocent. And so going to what Brother Julius Hall said, that again, when you are prosecuting a case, you have to have evidence, but you must follow the process with regards to the evidence to get the conviction. And if you got somebody that has done something impermissible that they call like the fruit of the poisonous tree, just an example like that, then you can't prosecute that person on that. If you are saying you're going to have a justice system, you can't do that. And nobody likes that. But again, we don't like it. But then we understand we have rules in place, because now the flip side to that, you have millions of black people across this entire country who have been languishing in jails because they were innocent, in prison because they were innocent, but they took plea deals that then impacted their entire lives. Because they put on probation, they failed something with regard to the probation, and then guess what? They're not incarcerated for that time period, for the remainder of their sentence or whatever. And so then guess what? That means their families are no longer taken care of. They no longer have the economic incomes. So these people, when they send that flyer out, they're talking about have safe families. I'm like, you don't give a god doggone about the families anyway. Because you talking hard on crime, that's your code word to say put black people in jail. So that means that you didn't work on destroying black families. See, that one for me, I tell people, I say I look at stuff different. I go like just like that. I don't have time for the fluff. I want people to not understand really what the deal is. These are Caucasians who are pushing the issue with regard to having your children arrested, your family arrested, your loved ones arrested, your friends arrested, your church members arrested. And then guess what? They may be innocent, and guess what? They take a plea deal, and that not taints them for their lives and impact their lives. And nobody says anything about that. Nobody called them out. And for us as African Americans, they jump on this bandwagon about tough on crime. Of course, we don't want crime in our communities, but that don't mean that we want to be exploited about it, that we don't want innocent people in jail. So again, when the DA did something like that, it was being about justice and about fairness, just as Julius Hall was saying, Brother Julius Hall was saying, because again, it is insane that again, we jump on a bandwagon. I keep saying it here. We need to stop acting like pets to these people right here, pets to the Republican Party. I was just this morning hit somebody with that. You should not be a pet to the Republican Party. Black folks should not be pets to Caucasians when, again, Caucasians have the benefit and they don't have the same type of prosecution with regards to them, with regard to the criminal justice system, the unfair system. It is insane. And then you're going to talk about safe neighborhoods or safe communities. You don't give a damn about these people and their families. The only thing you want, you with the same safe people, safe communities, you want the damn children in jail because you can then take over the communities.
I hear you. I hear you. We're going to be right back, y'all. It's time for a quick break, and we'll be right back in just 1 second.
Hello, I'm Richard Coleman, and I'm running for the office of Sheriff of Chatham County. And when I'm elected, I promise to inspect what I expect. Chatham County, it's time for a change, and that change is me, Richard Coleman.
Need your garments cleaned with care and with a professional touch? Then bring them to One Price Cleaners in Garden City at the Old Farmers Market on Highway 80. Service you can count on.
All right, we're right back with you. We're on the hot topic this evening, and it is really moving. Let me ask this question, Brother Teray and Julius. We've been together for some time now. The last election, we put people in place and put people in office. The same mayor underhanded some of the people that we put in place and moved them out of his way. How in the world can one man have such power that we let him get away with stuff like that?
Well, we let him get away with it. And that's what we're here to talk about is just that his time has come. And we understand that he's expected to run for Congress also. After these 4 years, he got another 3 years. He's expected to run for Congress. We don't need this man nowhere in Georgia politics helping us try to do anything because he's already shown that he ain't here to help us. He's here to help somebody else. He's made more millionaires outside of our community than he's made thousandaires in. And that's not what they sent him there for. He'll lie to you in his face. He's very smooth, and he'll make you think that whatever he's saying is the irrefutable truth. He's just smooth like that. You know, he won't admit it, but I helped talk him into running for mayor because I was trying to get him out of the first district seat over there. That's what my real reason was, trying to get him out that seat so somebody else can get in it. This man is just atrocious. You know, when you look at that flyer and Pacheris is talking about making our community safer. He like Dr. Torre said, he doesn't care about our communities. He's only talking about those communities where he lives at. He's talking about those communities on the island, and there ain't nothing happening on the island, you know. But they just want control of this position again. They're a little mad and ticked off and don't understand how everything is going over to the other side now, and they don't understand it. Can you hear?
Say what?
I think Jerome, you muted.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Our phone rang and I cut it off. But how can we be so susceptible to get ourselves trapped into a situation like this, Brother Torre?
Because we don't respect ourselves. We get trapped because we idolize. We get caught into idolization, and so again, we don't even see our own power. We don't see our own greatness. That's what, again, we don't see our greatness, and so we function like that. And so we want somebody to tell us as opposed to being leaders. That's why I'm saying each one of us are destined to be leaders. And it's supposed to be leaders. We can say we're leaders in our families. So if you're a leader in your family, should you not be a leader outside your family? And so what we do, we don't be leaders. And I'm going to throw this out there. So I'm hitting us saying that we're not being leaders. But then I also said that this world puts so much on some of us that, people just be tired. But I tell folks, guess what? You ain't got time to really be tired. You ain't got time because there's too much happening in this world. And so, yes, it can be, you say, draining and all other stuff like that. But guess what? Some people went through far worse than you can ever imagine. So when you put it on the scale, to assess it all, you understand that your tiredness ain't nothing compared to some other people that had 24 hours of oppression, even when they sleep, they couldn't sleep peacefully. So when you understand that type of stuff, you don't even sweat it. But what happens, we then go and defer. We give up our responsibilities as human beings. We give up our responsibilities. We shy away from it. So that's why I'm like, that's how we're susceptible, because we let it happen as opposed to stand up and speaking out. And like I shared early on, that's why I said we can just get into it. I'm a citizen. I'm a human being, so I have a right to speak out and say whatever I want to say. It don't matter about me having a title or position. And that's why people out there get in the very beginning. You ain't got to know who I am. You just know that I'm a citizen and know that I'm a human being, and I have a right to express my thoughts and my opinions. And it don't matter who you are in this world.
Go ahead, Julius.
And just to expand on that a little bit, it runs deeper than just those elected officials. It runs way deeper than that. See, our first round of defense was always the church. So it runs deep because you have pastors and you have the churches that aren't doing what they are supposed to do. This thing could be shut down in a second if the pastors stop thinking about their damn selves. That's all they think about is their selves. They think that they're supposed to just sit back and get paid and not get any and not do anything in the community anymore. That's not the way it was when I was growing up. The church was involved in our communities. We listened to what the pastors say, but who won't listen to the pastors? That's why you see all these churches empty today. They're empty because nobody wants to go and follow these fools. But then you also have people not wanting to get up and challenge these pastors. They figure that their 501(c)(3)s are too precious. Damn a tax break. Damn a tax. And I'm talking to all you pastors out there, because you ain't no real pastors, because you're not doing the will of God and you're not doing the will of the people. You're doing the will of yourself. If you're not out there actively doing what you're supposed to do, tell the feds to keep their 501(c). You don't need it. Pay your damn taxes. Do what you're supposed to do. You won't need no 501(c). You're supposed to be uplifting the community, not uplifting your bank account. But that's where it runs deep. You know, the churches are derelict in their duties. All these pastors, they're not doing what they're supposed to do. They're collecting tithes and killing lives.
Well, you said the mouthful there, but you know we had a march a couple of weeks ago that the pastors were supposed to take part in. Only one pastor showed up, and it was kind of disgraceful to have 3 people in a march, but you never let nobody stop your progress. You keep on moving.
Well,
do what you got to do.
Minister, I would just tell you this. I hate to interrupt you, but you know, if you told those pastors that the tithe plate was going to be passed out, or that they would get something out of it, they would all be there. If you were paying them, they would all be there. There's no reason that every pastor shouldn't have all of their congregation filling these events. There's no way that they shouldn't be rallying, knowing how important it is to stop a food or to advocate for something that's beneficial to his congregation, his or her congregation. It don't make no sense. So we know that there is greed. You know, people always telling me, Drew, you better stop talking about those pastors. You know, what they say, touch not my anointing, do my prophet no harm. Ain't none of these motherfuckers, screw my French, ain't none of them no prophets. Ain't none of them no damn anointed. All they getting is a damn check. If that was the case, they would have done spoke me down. They'd have done killed me with their prayers. They can't do it. I'm more anointed than they are.
The words of Julius Hall, with regards to what he had used, is the words of Julius Hall and not the words of our black media.
Well, there's the words of our black media right now. Next question.
No, they are not. We are not going to be censored because of you, Julius Hall. I speak as senior vice president.
Ain't nobody censoring us here.
Now you got overruled.
The pastors don't have that power to censor nothing. They can't even get a prayer up to heaven.
Well, no, we're talking about
the senior vice president. That's what he said.
The MF word, yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, excuse. No, they're not going to do anything to you for that. That's not a word that Facebook monitors.
But we are, you know, I look at it like this, y'all. We've had too many of yes men and yes women sitting in a position where Savannah should have been far more advanced. Our people should have been making bigger strides.
Correct.
Maynard Jackson and all them in Atlanta took the time out to make millionaires. We can't make one, and I think that's ridiculous. We can't make 1 millionaire out of Savannah. Julius is about the closest one to the millionaire, and we didn't make him.
Julius who? Campbell? Julius who?
Julius Hall.
Julius who? Oh, you talking about the other Julius Hall, the lawyer, Julius Ray Hall. Oh, okay, that's what you talking about. That's what you talking about. But I know Jamar's yielding his time to me because what?
No, I'm not you my time. I'm not you my time. I'm not. What I want to just throw out there and say, what is the community going? Is the information that's out there? What is the community going to do? Just like going right back to, I'm a citizen, and I'm human. I have a right to speak out. So what is the community going to do right now? One, like, what is the leadership going to do? That's a problem. Leadership, they need to address it. But then what are the people going to do? The people. What are the people? What are the people going to do also? Are the people going to stand up and call this out? What are the people going to do?
That's correct. That's why this
are they going to sit silent?
You're absolutely correct. That's why this show is called The Vulnerable Communities. And there are some vulnerabilities that needs to be addressed, and they're not being addressed by our leaders, by our community leaders, by our elected leaders, or by our pastors of these churches. Savannah has 900 churches. 900 churches in Chatham County, and all of them are empty. 900. That's a lot of egos. That's a lot of egos. These people are doing nothing what they're supposed to do.
Well, I tell you, I'm like you in a way. When I was coming up back there in the 50s, in the 60s, the pastors were the leaders. We had people like L. Scott Stell and a few others, Benny Mitchell and all of them, that didn't mind standing up and saying what they had to say. And they didn't mind standing with the people. They would go back and if they couldn't do it, they would call some of the other pastors in, like Reverend James Orange and them to come down and talk with you. But I'm still trying to figure out what they're afraid of. I'm not afraid of no man to put his pants on the same way I put mine on. Now, if he put his pants on over his head, then I'm afraid of him. But other than that, I'm not afraid of no man to say what I got to say. So
I think they think Van jumping his pants.
I'm not. I didn't say that. I said put his pants on over his head. You talking about the man jumping the pants? I ain't said that now.
That's what they think. Hell, they got to think that. Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with my partner today. He ain't saying very much. He's looking at us.
No, I'm listening. No, I'm listening because really what it is, and I'm like, we can keep going around and around. This is all a sickness. This is a sickness. We are sick. We are sick, and people talk about mental health and all that, and we personalize the mental health, and I'm like, yes, but we have a mental health. Our community has a mental health issue. We have a mental health issue, and again, it's across the entire country. But we're talking about Savannah right now. Savannah and Chatham County. We are sick. We are a sick community. Don't just talk about Pookie and JoJo and their mental health issue and Jasmine mental health issue. talk about a collective community. Because I guess I'll back up. I told people this. I talk about the Dominican Republic. I tell folks, I said the Dominican Republic is a nation with a psychosis. So guess what? I feel that about the Dominican Republic. But also, I'm saying right here, this is a community that is sick. This is a city that is sick. Oh, these are cities that are sick. You got a county that is sick. And when are we going to really address this sickness? Because we are sick, that we see it. And that, again, I'm sitting around like, yo, it don't matter. And, to me, because I'm like, we see the sickness. We done said the sickness. We done said it, and people still going along with it. But I'm like saying, is that we got to continue to let people know we are sick and not be quiet about it. We are sick. We are sick. This community is sick. But you can't interrupt me right now. But go ahead. Just go ahead. Do what you want to do.
You kept saying the same thing. I'm trying to get you to figure out, if you're sick, what do you need? A doctor, right?
You need a doctor. You need somebody who know the herbs. You need somebody who can help you with the wellness. Yes.
Well, I guess we're practicing holistic health here. They need a doctor. When you're sick, you need a doctor. And if this community is sick, I always say, I use another term, and I always say we're in a sunken pit, and we need somebody to reach down and help pull us up. And I don't know of anybody that's really stepping out to really put themselves on the line to do that. Besides, you had Alicia, Keisha, and Bernetta that were really out front, throwing themselves in front of the fire. They were on the front lines, and and what they did was they picked one of them off who wasn't wearing the bulletproof vest, and they got the other two there that's still there, that's fighting, but they can't do it by themselves. We have to be able to stand up with these people who are fighting for us. See, we thought that we were supposed to, well, they thought, not me, they thought that they were supposed to get rid of the agitator when the agitator was getting the clothes clean. You didn't want to wear clean clothes, so you got rid of the agitator and you kept wearing these dirty clothes. So you're going to get exactly what you're asking for because you got rid of the agitator. The agitator was cleaning things up in the machine. The machine don't like that. The establishment don't like that. And that's where we're traveling down this road. And the only person and the only voice out there is our voice. And until we get people that's going to help us to do what needs to be done, then we're going to be stuck in that sunken pit. We're going to continue to be sick and need a doctor. So I guess we need to be on the recruitment route.
They can put you in the dryer.
Absolutely. I'm saying absolutely because, again, it's the same. The other side, they do the same thing. They would continue to recruit and bring in people because what happens, just to say why some of the people battle this what happens is because they are afraid. They want their security. They know that their security is threatened if they go against certain people or if they're taught to go against certain things, go against certain philosophies. So these people groom them how not to go against it to maintain their security. So that's what happens. And so they groom them. And so that's why I tell people, like, for me, I don't never look at it saying that it's just young people with this issue. I'm like, it's young people, middle-aged people, and adults. I mean, elders, all of them. And you can see how they groom them. You look at it right now. They got some teenagers right now that they are grooming. They got 20-year-olds. They got college students that they are grooming. And so when these people come out of college, guess what? They maintain the system. But then guess what? The people, because you ain't aware of your sickness, and you don't hear people constantly talking about your sickness, you don't even realize. You just go along because you got to deal with the hustle and bustle of life. But guess what? That other group over there, they done groomed the generations to not come behind them and keep it going.
All right. We got to take another quick break before we get out of here. We'll be right back, and we're going to finish off with a bang today.
Join us for an unforgettable Caribbean cruise. Attention everyone, are you ready for a summer escape? Our Black Media Network invites you to an incredible Caribbean cruise from June 16th to June 20th, 2025. Whether you're bringing your partner or connecting with family and friends, this is the perfect getaway. Here's what you can look forward to. Monday, we set sail for the Port Carnival, Orlando, Florida. The adventure begins. Tuesday, enjoy a fun day at the sea. Relax and take part in exciting onboard activities. Wednesday, discover the beauty of Grand Turk. Immerse yourself in the island of culture and scenery. Thursday, another fun day at the sea. More time to mingle with you and your boo. Friday, explore the stunning shores of the Bahamas. Experience paradise firsthand. And last but not least, Saturday, we return to the Port Carnival, bringing back cherished memories. This cruise is your chance to engage with your favorite show host, your spouse, and make valuable connections and ignite meaningful conversation. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. For more information, reach out to our staff or any show host and email at getgoingtravelagency@gmail.com. Once again, that's getgoingtravelagency@gmail.com. Secure your spot today and get ready for a remarkable summer experience. You can learn more information at rblackmedia.com. Once again, that's rblackmedia.com.
All right, we're back. And the question that I have to try to figure out what's going on with our folk is the fact that when we look, our people have been in financial bondage for so long. We've been enslaved and don't know we've been enslaved. And yet, they try to give us a crumb, a pinch off the table. But then when we put somebody in the right place to make the change, we sitting here looking for them to make the change. They over here having a party, making a $50,000 donation, getting a $50,000 donation put to them, and nothing going into the community. If you dance with the devil, then you expect something, the devil will want something back. So I imagine that must be what we get. Brother Hall.
Well, you get you get what you look for, and sometimes you don't get what you're looking for. We don't get what we're looking for, but like I say, we're the only ones that with a voice that's doing what we're supposed to do. These other people out here are just collecting a check and in the way. Like I said about the church is derelict in their duties. And if we don't challenge them to do what they need to do, then we're going to be stuck in this pit for a while. You need to really do your research, people. Stop thinking that we're out here hating. Stop thinking that we're out here just talking about another man. We're talking about somebody that's a detriment to our community. We're talking about, y'all really think it's bad. Let Pretorius, whatever his name, get in that seat after you following this lunatic mayor down the path of destruction. This woman has done everything that she said she was going to do and more, and she's continuing to do it. So if you think that you should follow this mayor down a road to self-destruction, then that's what y'all need to do. You just keep doing what you're doing. You'll see it when the foot is on your neck. Then you'll see what you should have done when the knee's in your back and the foot is on your neck.
I just say that we need to stand up and begin speaking out and stop being afraid. And with regards to that it does not matter about you being a person that just has a GED education or no high school, and they're not graduating from a high school. That doesn't matter. You know what's right, what's wrong. You know what injustice feels like, and you should speak out against it. So it doesn't matter. And your affiliation, your ties should not hinder you from standing up and doing what's right for the least and the left out. And it's just that simple with regards to that. And that's what we.
That's the least the lost. My counterpart just walked in there, Joe, and he said you said that wrong. He said the least, the lost, and the left out.
Well,
you know who that was walking the door.
That's her name.
Who that was, Alan?
Yeah. But
some
you know, we have looked in every DA that I know of, like you said, they try to put us behind the jails, under the jail cell, any way they could, but out in the open. And she's created programs to try to help get some of our people and do the right thing. If we keep putting people in jail, what's going to happen to their families? Who's going to take care of their families? When you can give them a program to help them, and especially those that are mental, and those that have a mental problem. And these are the things that I see. And
what?
Go ahead.
What? You know, it's going to take a community effort for whatever we do. It's going to take a community effort. Everybody has to be on the same page. Everybody has to understand what the assignment is. I don't think it'll be done in the next 2 or 3 years. It might not be done in the next 3 to 5 years, but it has to be done. The process must begin. And by us doing what we are doing 20, 30, 40 years from now, people will say that we were ahead of our time in trying to bring us up out of that ditch, out of that sunken pit. We are doing a whole lot with what we're doing. We have magazines. We have our own Roku station. We have 20 different shows on this platform. And we also just started our own radio station. We have a digital radio station, Hot 2100 Savannah. So we're doing everything that we can to get the information out to educate our people and to educate all the communities so that the playing fields can be level. Nobody's saying that they want more than anybody else. You just want a fair chance at getting what you deserve, you know. And we have to get on the ball. If we don't, then we're going to stay in this same position that we're in. We need more people to stand up. We need more people to speak out, and we need more people to just be soldiers in the army, in the army that we're trying to form.
And I agree with you. It has been a pleasure to have you with us today, Brother Hall. As you know, we are the vulnerable community here, and we want everybody to go out and vote. As you can see, the sign over the back of my head says "Go vote." Today is early voting, and we want you to go out and let your voice be heard. Make sure that you speak out and speak in the right way. We can't tell you who to vote for, but all we want you to do is vote and vote your conviction.
And we are taking people to the polls. So
yeah, and the Building Futures, and we're here today, and we're getting cars. We're taking people to the polls, along with
New
Georgia Project, and we'll be taking people to the polls, giving them rides to the polls. So don't be afraid to call us, 912-704-7217. We will see y'all all next week, And good evening, Mr. Rufus Bright.
He said, "Why the
And
union
we'll
not
talk
backing
to y'all
people?"
later.
He said,
What'd
"Why
you
is
say,
the
Julius?
union not backing people?"
Who, Julia? Rufus?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not in that. I'm gonna do like the dog. Arr!
All right. Thank
All
you
right,
for
we'll see y'all
inviting me
next
to
week.
the show. I hope I wasn't a little too forward. Excuse for any cuss words I might have used, but sometimes you get passionate about the things that you believe in.
Yeah, sure. I bit off of mine.
All right, Pastor, Minister. I'll talk with you later.
All right, now. Talk
All
to
right.
you later. Bye now.
Like this.